Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. This one is actually going to be my first CBT session, or my first cognitive behavioural therapy session. I'm kind of just going to talk to you a little bit about what happens in the first sort of session and what to expect. If you guys are, if any of you out there are struggling at all, if you guys are, on a waiting list to go to CBT, then I thought I would sort of just share this video and share my experience with you. I'm going to take you guys along on the whole journey, and the whole journey is going to last probably a few weeks. So I'm not gradually, but I'm going to film every session. My sessions are on a Monday, so I'm aiming to get the video up sort of midweek every week. But this is the first time that I've done anything like this, and I haven't done, well, I had therapy going back when I was 16. It was, probably the last time I had it was when I was 16. And back then, obviously, you're a child, so it's slightly different, and it's a completely different sort of atmosphere. It's a completely different sort of, strategy in terms of like the way that everything works. So this time I thought I would share my journey along with you guys. So 10 years down the line, I'm 26 now. I should have done this sooner. Trust me, I know that I shouldn't have left it to get to this point before I decided to go ahead and actually, get therapy. So to give you a little bit of a background of it, the way that you get, the way in the UK, I guess, that you get the CBT is through your GP, and then it's through a referral. So the way that it works is that you kind of, the way that I did it, I went to my GP. I've been struggling for quite some time, and I'm one of those that won't sort of like, openly tell people about it to an extent. Like on here, I feel like I can say it, but when I've got like close family members and everything, I can't talk about it, and I felt so embarrassed to go to the GP and explain that I'm just not feeling myself, and that I'm not happy, and that I'm feeling, that I'm struggling. So I finally plucked up the courage back in May to go and see the doctor, and I didn't want to be one of those people that ends up getting put on the medication. I just kind of wanted the therapy to kind of, fix things, I guess. That was my view on it. I didn't want to take the medication to make myself feel better. I wanted to just go to the GP, and I just wanted therapy. So I went to the GP anyway, and she gave me this form, and you kind of have to make your own referral, I guess. And I think the way that they do that, the reason they do that is because they want to know that you're willing to do it and you're making that first step. As opposed to the GP referring you, and it's not a case of like, I want to do this, but okay, I'll give it a go. So the first thing is kind of referring yourself to the service, which obviously the GP will give you all the information about that. And then it kind of goes from there. What I didn't realise is the fact that there's such a long waiting list to be able to get your very first appointment. So we're in August now. We're at the end of August now, and I've had my first session. So I referred myself back in probably around the 12th of May. So you can see the difference between like the gap that I've had to wait just to get on my first appointment. So what I did in the meantime, I did end up going to the GP and actually just, asking for some meds and to see if that would help me feel a little bit more myself. The main reasons that I'm having the CBT is, the main reason is for depression. There's a couple of other factors that go along with it though, anxiety and a few other things, which I won't go into detail right now, but I'm sure that you guys will kind of, find out further down the line. But when I found out that I had to wait so long, I decided to go to the GP, see if I could get something that would just help. The first lot of tablets they gave me were bad. I was ill. I mean, ill isn't even the word for it. I was so ill. Like they made me pass out and everything. So after that, I was reluctant to try any other pills. And then I went back to the doctor. They did give me a different one, which does seem to actually work a little bit better. And it's a good thing in a sense that I went back, because I had my first session and the therapist said to me that actually the cognitive behavioral therapy works better for depression if you are having the CBT but you're also on medication. She said that generally that just makes things work better, and the outcome is generally better overall. So for me, I, in a way, I'm glad that I kind of went on the meds. But anyways, that's kind of the background. So I'm going to talk about my first session and what happens and what you guys can expect. So in the first session, the first thing that I do is, I got obviously introduced to my therapist, who I won't say her name, but she's lovely. My only thing was that she's probably very similar age to me, and that made me a little bit nervous, I guess. And the reason that it made me nervous is because I know that she's not there to judge me, but at the same time, because she's my age, part of me in the back of my head was like, is she judging me? You know, God, what's she gonna think of what I say right now? And then, yeah, so that bit was kind of playing on my mind, but at the same time, I wanted to go into this session with the mind process of, I'm going to be open and honest. I'm not going to hold anything back, because actually if I hold back, then I'm not going to get the most effective treatment, I guess. So I went in, I was completely honest with her, and then the first thing that you kind of do in that first session, it is kind of just sort of like a get to know them sort of thing, and they get to know a little bit about you. They go through some of the data protection and some of the forms that you have to sign, which is just to say, like, you know, you're not, like, you're happy they're not going to share your data, blah blah blah. So anyway, we did that in the first session, and then she kind of went into the conversation with, well, what do you want to get out of this? What do we need to fix first? And I think the thing that I was unsure of really was how to respond to that. And she did say to me that obviously, you know, it would be good if we have one main focus for, you know, the start of this. So what do we need to fix the most? And she did say to me she had a good idea too, of what needed to be fixed and what was the biggest issue, I guess. So anyway, we wrote that down. That is going to be our sort of main goal throughout these sessions, is to fix that side of things first. So hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully that will help. But yeah, so once you kind of set that down, she then goes into a bit of detail about, you know, day-to-day life and everything, and what is it like, you know, what things make you feel the way that you feel, and like, is there certain triggers, I guess, is there, you know, is there a main sort of thing, or is it a general sort of problem? Like, is it a general thing, like anything can set it off, or is it one specific thing that can, you know, cause you to feel the way you feel? So we discussed that as well, and then the only thing she did say, which I kind of understand, in the letter that you get when you get your confirmation of your first appointment, you generally get a letter and you get a questionnaire to fill out as well. So I filled the questionnaire out, and my scores, I won't necessarily go into all of the questions just because I can't actually remember them off the top of my head, but if I can find the paperwork at some point in the near future, I will go through that with you guys. But the questionnaire is kind of just to get a basis of how you feel, what things affect you the most and everything. So with that questionnaire in mind, and a couple of the questions that she asked me, they have a duty of care. So basically everything you say to the therapist is kept confidential between you and them. The only thing is, if they feel that actually you're in danger or somebody you care about is in danger, then they will go to the GP, and make that known to the GP as well. So for me, she did ask actually if she could go to the GP. She did say that, you know, I'd rather go with your consent, but if you're not going to give consent, I'm going to do it anyway. So that's the only thing to bear in mind. They have to break confidentiality when they feel like somebody's a risk, whether that be a risk to themselves or to others. Don't worry, there's no risk to others. I'm just putting that one out there. But yeah, so she kind of has to do that as well. So she did write back to my GP at the same time, or she's going to. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the first session. It's just to kind of get the basis of everything that's going on in your head. And then the way that it works from there is that they actually focus on, you know, behavioral activities and everything, and, you know, fixing it basically. So for me, the first session was really, really daunting. Like, I wasn't nervous when I went in. I wasn't actually feeling that nervous. I was quite like, okay, I'm gonna do this. Like, a part of me was nervous. I'm not gonna, like, deny that I didn't feel a little bit, you know, anxious about going in. But when I got in there, I was glad that I got in there. The only thing is, her room was so hot. Oh my gosh. She had the heating on full. And she's on, like, the 3rd floor. And I was just like, it was so hot in there. Honestly, I was either A, gonna pass out, or B, throw up. And I like, that was how bad I started to feel in the end. And I couldn't wait to get out of there. But all in all, the session went quite well. And I'm quite excited to see where the next session takes me. Obviously, it's a long journey, and it's something that I struggled with since I was, you know, 14. So 13, 14. She kind of looks into where it started as well, and how long it's kind of been going on for, and where it stemmed from. But mine's been going on for so long that I think it's one of those things where you're kind of like, okay, it's been with you for so long. Like, how do we fix this? Because it's been there for so many years. So yeah, but that was pretty much it for my first session anyway. So my next one is going to be next Monday. And again, I'm planning on sort of vlogging it for you guys, like vlogging the day or something. I haven't quite figured out the, you know, the whole thing yet, but I'm hoping to get that one up for you guys too. But I'm going to take you along with this journey. And if you guys have any questions, or if you are struggling yourselves, feel free to leave comments down below in the comment box. Don't forget to hit this video's like button. I don't know where I was going with that. Do you see that? Don't forget to hit that subscribe and hit the little bell for the notifications for when I post my next videos. You'll get a little pop-up saying that I've posted. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it for the first session. So it was really nerve-wracking and everything. And if you guys have questions, like I say, that you feel like I haven't covered or anything, or you just want to know a bit more information, feel free to leave them down below. I do read all the comments, and I will happily respond to you guys too. But yeah, so I'm going to leave this video here because I don't want it to get too long, and I will see you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye.